Hi, my name is Marianne Grant. I'm here to talk to you about my book, Life in Harmony, A Guide to Healthier Thinking. And on the front of the book, it says, Work for peace, maintain honor and integrity, and you shall persevere. Your soul becomes impregnable because you carry the power within. The reason I wrote the book, it was for me to heal and realize that it was important for me to help other people win in their lives. The more people we help win, the more we win. I have three really great strengths. I'm able to get people to do things they don't want to do. I've been a life coach all my life. And to be successful, we always have to do things we don't want to do. The other is I have my mom's love and compassion and my dad's balls. Believe me, that's a great combination. And my love for humanity. My mission and purpose is to help individuals to win in their own life. And the reason I wrote this book is it's something that you can pull from on a day-to-day basis. And what I realized with individuals, they get all excited about their dreams and their passions and what they want to do, and they have a hard time getting started. My podcast is going to be about helping you get started in the morning. I get up early in the morning and start my day, and I make a commitment for the day of what I'm going to do. We all carry this power within. We all can be successful. There's so many distractions that we have. The reason I am where I am today and got where I got today was through my discipline, through my practice, and believing in something higher than myself. So I'm going to talk to you about a little bit about my life, how I got here, and where I am today, and why I want to do this podcast. I know for a fact, if I don't keep living it and keep being it, I will lose it. My maintenance is ongoing, but I've gone full circle with my husband. I've mastered my life. My husband has mastered his life. We've done this together, but our work is ongoing. Our maintenance is ongoing. So I'm here to give you a little bit of information of what I was able to survive. And my other gift is taking really bad things that happen to me in life and make them into blessings. So I'm going to start out where I grew up. I came from a family of 10. My dad came from Poland. He escaped prison camp. My mom was born here in Pittsburgh, and they had 8 children. I am number 4 of 8 children. I was the middle child. I was the black sheep. Everybody had blonde hair. I had dark hair. I broke the freedom for everybody. I was the one that took the beatings to make sure everybody behind me had the freedom that I fought for. I was willing to take the consequences. When I was a little girl, I saw things at the age of 10 that really surprised me. I saw some things that happened to my mother when I was a little girl. And I used to dream about having a home and having people go there to heal and to get better. What happened to my mom was very shocking to me. And at the time, they used her like a guinea pig. And that's why I'm in the field of health, helping people and doing courses all over the world to educate myself and to learn about people. So I was able to teach it and live it in my own life. So what I saw what happened to my mom, she had nervous breakdowns and shock treatments. And at the age of 10, that was very shocking to me. And when my mom got sick, I watched how the neighbors hated my mom when she was strong and how when she got sick and how people made fun of her. But when my mom was strong, they were threatened by her. The women were threatened by my mom. My dad and my mom were a great team. They got the communities together. They got the recreations together. I came from very loving parents, but there was constant chaos and I never wanted to be home. So one of the things that I did was I used to run in the morning, play sports, and try not to be home as much as possible. And I had a second home to go to when I had enough of my home. Everything started for me at the age of 13. That's when I started experimenting with different things in life, experimenting with boys, started to experiment with a little bit of alcohol, a little bit of marijuana, and things started to change for me. I was one of these people that was a responsible, screwed up human being. I always took care of my responsibilities, but I was out there testing the grounds. I was listening to other people. I loved my friends. I loved being with my friends. They were my saving grace. And my work saved me working in the restaurant. I was always responsible. My friends didn't have the job. My friends didn't have the job that I had. In order to go to a good school, I had to pay for half my tuition. So I would give half my money to my father to pay for my tuition, and the other half was for me, and I loved treating my friends. My biggest dream in life was marrying the man that I fell in love with. I started dating a man at 14. His name was Joe Fazio, and I loved him, and he loved me. He was 4 years older than me. We had so much fun together, and I didn't realize how young I was because I always dated guys older than me because I enjoyed being with older people and children because I always feel like everybody in between, they just are operating on pride and ego. I love the honesty of older people and young people. So my dream was to marry my husband, get married, and live happily ever after. Well, something happened. I got pregnant at the age of 17, and that ruined everything in my whole life, my whole family. It changed my whole direction of my life. I destroyed the family by being the outsider and doing something that was so against my mom and my father. They wanted to give this baby up for adoption, and I said, no, I want to marry Joe. And that's what I did. 3 days before my wedding, I had a miscarriage. And my father, it was the best day of my father's life because I was able to finish school and get married the proper way. So my husband walked me down the aisle that I married after I graduated, and we had 2 kids. We were building our home together. We had this amazing life together. And then somebody introduced us to some drugs. We were working at the bar part-time to make extra money as we were building our home. And this part of my life changed my life forever. It's very hard for me to talk about. This was the time of my life where it really influenced me and changed me forever. I could have destroyed my life or I got responsible and did the next right thing. So I knew in time that what we were doing was wrong. And our nightmare came true. We got the knock on the door where they swarmed around our house and took my husband away. It was cocaine in the 80s. He dealt with 3 doctors and 2 attorneys that recreationally liked it for their usage for the weekends. I never met these people. My ex-husband kept this from me. So this is very hard for me to talk about, and this is what changed my life forever when I went through this experience. I was with a 7 and an 8-year-old. They locked my husband up. I was working with abused children, and obviously there's no money to be made. So I had to triple my income in 3 weeks, and that's what I did. I got my girlfriend to help me. I did in-home training for rich people. Back then, I knew the body inside and out because I worked out, so it gave me a good 20-year run, and I made top dollar, and I did triple my income in 3 weeks. What I did was with my kids, I made this a very positive experience. I brought them to court with me. We went back and forth to Scranton where my ex-husband, where they put him. And I said to the judge, please put him where he can grow and learn. So what we did was we rode every day. We made this into a positive experience. It gave me 3 years to realize that I can live on my own. I did triple my income. And all my life, I always was living with somebody. This really empowered me. I wanted to know why I did what I did. I wanted to know why I got where I got to, how we ended up abusing ourselves with 2 people that loved each other. We would spend our evenings at night destroying ourselves. We did this for 2 years. And we both loved we both loved each other. We both had a great job. We were building our children. He was my dream. How did this happen? It was very seductive, and it happened fast with 2 great people that loved each other. This is why I wrote the book. So what I did was I thought, I need to start learning why I did what I did. So I dove into courses. I went to California. I went to New York. I went to Pittsburgh, and I did these courses where people came from all over the world. And I wanted to know what was going on. Was it just me? Am I alone here? Do I feel the same way? And what I realized, there's people suffering all over, and it didn't matter how much money they had, how smart they were, how educated they were. In this one course that I did, I stood up and spoke in front of everybody, and he used me for the example and had me speak out loud and share my experience of what happened to me. And I was so scared if I spoke truth that nobody would ever like me again. And that was the other fear I had as I started to write. If I spoke truth, that nobody would ever respect me again. None of my clients knew that my ex-husband was in prison because I realized that if I did let them know, that they wouldn't hire me. So I had to keep this a secret until I was ready to write the book. And that's what I did. I started to write to heal. And these courses and these people made me realize I'm not alone. There's so many people out there suffering. There's so many things out there controlling them. And I learned as I was writing how control is so powerful. And that most of us have not just one thing that controls us. We have a multitude of things that controls us. I can list with you the things that controlled me. It was drugs, alcohol, sugar, white flour, anger, rage, control, my biological family. And those were all the things that I had to slowly let go of. So my podcast is going to consist of letting go of things that are controlling us to help us to have a successful day. That's all success is, truly living in the day, because we don't have tomorrow. So I started living my life in the day, and it really empowered me. And one of the things I do in my workshop is have people write a list of all the things that they want in a partner. Then I have them become that list. Well, that's what I did. I realized if my husband, after he came out from prison, if he didn't stay clean, I made a promise to myself I was leaving him. And that is what happened. He came out and he relapsed. So I made the decision to get out of this marriage. I never expected to meet another man, and I did. I met the man of my dreams, also in a different level than I ever did with my husband. Because of all the changes I made, I attracted somebody so amazing, so powerful, so profound. He came from Boston. 6 months later, we're on the beach getting married in Hawaii. And one of the things before we got married, I taught him how to communicate, and we learned to respect one another. Constructive criticism. We merged two families together. My stepson that's 13. My stepson, I got my stepson at 7. I apologize. I got my stepson at 7. And my kids, we all worked together with my two boys. At the time, they were 7 and 8. But when I divorced, they were 17 and 18. As time went on, we gathered together and we all worked together as a team. And we all helped each other win. Everybody in my life now is successful. And this is why I want to do the podcast, to show you everything that I've set out to do, I have accomplished in my life. And the purpose of the podcast is to get up every day and to be the best person that you can be, and to walk around consciously and not unconsciously and stand for something and have a purpose. I'm excited to share with you my book. I'm going to be reading a little snippet from my book and go over what's controlling you. Read things about spirituality, and there's going to be a checkoff list every single day. And if you're willing and you want to do the work and you want to change your life, and I will share my experiences of what I overcame and where I am now. I just gave you just a little snippet of my life, and each day we will learn about each other ongoing. If you want to get a copy of my book, you can reach me at createyourspirit@gmail.com, or you can order it on Amazon. And if you want to know about my services, you can reach me on lifeandharmonyonline.com, and we can grow together and change together one day at a time. Thank you.